What if someone called your mom, sounded exactly like you, and asked her to wire $35,000 to save you from a fake emergency? That is not a movie plot. That is happening right now, today, to real families across the United States, Canada, and the UK. And the terrifying part is the technology behind it costs almost nothing to use. Welcome to the world of AI voice cloning scams, and by the end of this video, you will know exactly how to protect yourself and everyone you love. So let me break this down for you. Voice cloning AI has existed in research labs since around 2016, but it stayed expensive and complicated for years. Then in 2022 and 2023, something shifted dramatically. Companies started releasing tools that could clone a human voice with as little as 3 seconds of audio. 3 seconds. That is shorter than saying hello, how are you doing today? Tools like 11 Labs, which launched publicly in 2023, can generate a near-perfect voice replica from a short audio sample. Within weeks of launch, researchers and journalists were already demonstrating how easy it was to clone public figures, celebrities, and ordinary people. The audio source material is everywhere. People post videos on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn every single day. Your voice is publicly available if you have ever made a video call that got recorded, left a voicemail, appeared in a news clip, or posted anything online with audio. Criminals are now scraping these audio samples systematically. Here is how the scam actually works. A criminal finds a short clip of your voice online. They feed it into a voice cloning tool. In under a minute they have a synthetic version of your voice that can say absolutely anything. They then call your elderly parent, your grandparent, your spouse, or your child. The fake voice claims there has been an emergency. Maybe you were in a car accident. Maybe you got arrested in a foreign country. Maybe you are in the hospital without insurance. The emotional pressure is overwhelming. The voice sounds exactly like you. It knows your name. It might even know personal details scraped from your social media. The Federal Trade Commission reported in 2023 that Americans lost over $2.7 billion to imposter scams, and AI voice cloning is now one of the fastest-growing vectors within that category. The FBI issued a specific warning about AI-generated audio scams in early 2024, calling them a critical emerging threat. A family in Arizona lost $47,000 in a single call. A grandmother in Ontario, Canada wired $35,000 after hearing what she believed was her grandson crying and begging for help. These are not people who are careless or unintelligent. They are people who trusted their own ears, and their ears were deceived by a machine. Now here is what makes this even more dangerous. The quality of these cloned voices is improving every single month. Early versions sounded slightly robotic. Today the best models capture breathing patterns, emotional inflection, regional accents, and speech rhythm with frightening accuracy. A 2023 study from University College London found that humans could only detect AI-generated speech about 73% of the time, and that detection rate drops significantly when people are emotionally stressed during a call. The scammers know this. They deliberately trigger panic and urgency so your critical thinking shuts down. So what can you actually do? First, set up a family code word right now. Choose a random word, something like pineapple or constellation, and make a rule that anyone claiming to be a family member in an emergency must say that word before you take any action or send any money. This single step can stop these scams cold. Second, always hang up and call back on a number you already know. Never trust the number calling you. Third, if a call sounds emotional and urgent, that is your signal to slow down, not speed up. Criminals engineer panic because panic bypasses logic. Fourth, reduce your public audio footprint where possible. Limit long audio clips on public social media if you are not a public figure. Fifth, talk to older relatives about this threat specifically. They are the primary targets because scammers know they are more likely to panic and less likely to question the technology. The criminals using these tools are not sophisticated hackers in dark rooms. Many are running this as a simple business operation using free or cheap software. The barrier to entry is essentially zero now. This is the AI threat that barely gets covered in the mainstream media while deepfake images get all the attention. Voice cloning is silent, intimate, and devastatingly effective. Share this with someone you love before they get that call.